Today's video is about how to host static website on Amazon S3 bucket with CloudFront. The product I'm going to use is CloudFront S3 Certificate Manager Rule 53. So let's log in AWS console. Hit on S3. Create a bucket. I'm going to name the bucket the same name as my domain name because I have a domain name in Rule 53, cafe.ca. If you don't have domain name, that's fine. You can just use whatever name you prefer as long as it's a globally unique name. That means the bucket name should not be duplicated and is not used by someone else. So if after you enter a bucket name, there's some error message here, then you just change the bucket name to something else. I'm going to choose the region North Virginia because I'm going to use my domain name, and also uncheck the checkbox for the bulk or private access because you want anyone to have access to my website. And also I need to confirm I really want to turn off this feature of blocking all private access. Then create bucket. After we create a bucket, we go to permission. So block all private access should be off. And we need to create a bucket policy. Add it. So there's a policy example. They have instruction on how to write a bucket policy. And for me, I'm going to just use the policy generator. Hit on S3 for the time of policy. The effect is allow. Principle, we use star because we want everyone to have access. So start. And action is get object because we want everyone to have read access to my website. So it's here, get object. Check this. And then ARM, we go back to S3, edit bucket policy, copy this bucket ARM, go back, paste. First, we want people to have access to the content inside the folder. So we need to add slash and star. So that means everything inside this folder should be publicly accessible. Then add statement, generate policy, copy this JSON document, go back. In the policy box, paste, and then save change. And then your bucket should be publicly accessible. So now we are going to upload my file for the website. So here are my documents for my website. So this is the website I want to upload to S3 bucket. So I have index.html and also array.html and also a folder for image. So we go back to S3 bucket. Under object tabs, upload, add file. The file then will be individual file. So if that's the file I want, upload and then open. And next folder, remember I have these image folders, so I upload a folder, confirm, then hit the upload button, then it's uploading. Okay, it's finished. Then we go to property tab. go down all the way. When we see static website hosting, edit. We want to enable static website hosting. An index document. My index document happens to have the same name. The error document has the same name as well. Index HTML and error HTML. Save change. And then when we go down here in the static website hosting, bucket website endpoint show up. We hit on it. Then we should see my website. Now my website is hosted on S3 bucket. We can see that it's not secure. It's only HTTP request. So we are going to request Ssl Certificate. So we go back to AWS console, certificate manager, request a certificate. Request a public certificate. Next, fully qualified domain name. Remember, my domain name is capital.ca. DNS validation request. Successfully request certificate. Okay, we need to refresh. The certificate has been created. This data is pending validation. So let's take a look at my Route 53 record first. In my hosted zone, I have my domain name. There are 2 records with my domain name. So we are going to add one more record, CNAME. Hit on the certificate, create records in Route 53. Create record. So successfully created DNS record. When we go back in chat, refresh, check the Route 53, you can see a CNAME record has been created. So now we are going to create CloudFront to serve the website on S3. We go to CloudFront, create a CloudFront distribution. Although there's value in the drop-down list, but we are not going to select that one. We are going back to S3 and choose bucket website endpoint and copy here, go back, paste the value here, and then go down, choose redirect HTTP to HTTPS, and select the Ssl certificate we just created in Certificate Manager, and then create distribution. Now we have created the CloudFront distribution. We have the distribution domain name. Copy this and then paste. We can see our website is served from CloudFront instead of S3. Now our next step is to update the Route 53 because right now we are using the CloudFront domain name. We want to use our cavijan.ca or your own domain name. So we are going to update the Route 53 record. We go to the hosted zone and then add a new record. We're going to create a new record, area, and then CloudFront distribution. Choose a distribution that will be the CloudFront. It's already there. Then create record. So Will's data. Okay, now actually the website is already up and running. So that's how we set up a website in Ssl Certificate and also serve the website from CloudFront.